Hello and welcome back to another live stream. Okay, there we go. Welcome back, guys, to another live stream. If you are brand new to this channel, welcome. These are usually on Sunday nights, but the last couple I've done now on Saturday nights. It just worked out better for my schedule. So, yes, if you are brand new to this channel, welcome. On this channel, we basically just talk everything physical media and movies. And I always love doing these live streams with you guys because I can actually interact with you guys, and you guys are welcome to ask any questions. I go over what I watched in this previous week, and yeah, we just talk about movies. And so, if you're watching this on the playback, please feel free to leave any comments down below for anything that is discussed in this live stream, and I will get back to you on that. I do read all of the comments, so that is a fun a fun thing that I enjoy doing is reading all the comments. But yes, so let's see. So um, I'm just going to start off with going over everything that I watched this previous week. This is only the second time that I've done one of these live streams with the computer and so with the camera. And so I do apologize that I'm still getting used to looking at the camera, but also reading comments as they pop up because I kind of have my screen off to the side. So I do apologize if I'm still getting used to that. But yes, let's see. Um, let's see. Um, yeah. Um, I'm just going to go over everything that I've watched this last week. I do have this notebook here of keeps track of everything that I've been watching, which is always so fun because last year my goal was watching 365 movies, and I ended up watching 420. So I definitely broke that goal. This year, I feel like my goal was 300, and so not quite as big. I feel like this year is going to be actually a little busier than last year for work and stuff, but. Yes, I'm just going to jump right into it. So movie number 25 of this year. I watched this on January 26th, and so that was a film from the Criterion Collection, Bad Timing. If you are not aware, I absolutely love the Criterion Collection. I love everything that they've put out, and my goal is to own all of the Criterion films at some point in my life. And so, yeah, I've just been working my way through watching everything. I've seen everything now from spine numbers 1 through 300. But there is obviously some other ones within that like for instance, like spy number 700 I've seen stuff like that. So this is spy number 303, and I absolutely loved this movie. This was an incredible film. The editing was so interesting and so like unique, and I really enjoyed it. But if you are a fan of, I don't even know how to even describe this. It's a film that it's I don't even know. It's a very hard film to describe in some ways because I feel like it is so um the plot is kind of like it's following this relationship, and there's this terrible thing that happens, and as the film goes on you kind of get more and more insight of what is leading to this terrible thing to happen. And yeah, it is, the ending was honestly shocking, and I um, really enjoyed this one. So if you are a fan of Criterion films, I would recommend checking that out. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to jump into the comments real quick. Acres of Movies says, hello and thanks, Stacy. Let's see. What are some of your favorite non-John Wick and non-Matrix Keanu Reeves movies? Um, I would say I really liked Point Break and Speed. I feel like Speed is a fun movie. It might have been one of my earliest not John Wick, one of my earliest Keanu Reeves films that I've seen. It was one of my first Blu-rays actually. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like beyond that, I'm not 100%. I would have to really think about it, but I really like those two. Point Break and Speed are fantastic. Um, Let's see. Francesco says, yay, bus was late. 11 now. I got a long walk or less questions for now. Gotcha. I hope you get home safely. Have fun on your walk home. Hopefully it's not too cold where you are in the world. But let's see. If there was an Austin Powers 4, who would be, let's see, who would be better for this, better for his brother? Let's see. Gerald Butler or Colin Farrell? Ooh, that's a great question. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd have to think about that. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Let's see. Gotta love speed. Yes. Hello, Ralph. Welcome to the live stream. I just watched Bloody Murder. It's better than the OG Friday. I know, hot take, but I love it. It's like -11. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I hope you get home safe. But yes, Bloody Murder. I watched that a long time ago. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember enjoying it when I did see it. Let's see. Say, okay, why is Roman coming back for Scream? See, I can see, but why bother with Scream? Yes, so Scream 7, they just announced that one of the characters is coming back, and it's kind of confusing. I have a feeling, this is just my predictions with Scream 7, that the character that it will be returning in a flashback or in some kind of like maybe like a dream sequence or something like that, because it is kind of a confusing choice. And if you are, I'm not going to say much more than that because I don't want to spoil anything for those who have not seen the original Scream or anything like that, because yeah, it's a very interesting choice in my opinion. But let's see. If you had a car that was not powered by fuel but would work based on you watching your least favorite movie over and over again, and also 75 cents per hour, what or would you drive that car? Ooh, possibly, maybe sometimes. I feel like it would depend because I mean, yeah, watching my least favorite movie over and over, that might be hard. That might be a hard one. But let's see. Recently, I've seen Drag Me to Hell 2009. Have you seen it / own it? Actually, I just got a, what was it? Yes, I just upgraded to a Scream Factory 4K. I feel it's one of those movies that I've owned the DVD for years, and I recently just got rid of the DVD when I got the 4K. But I feel like I've seen it, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have been one of those instances where I was like half asleep watching it, and I don't fully remember if I actually finished it or if I actually even watched it. I feel like I've seen bits and pieces of the film that it seems very familiar, and I don't know. I should just sit down and rewatch it. It's been a while, and I'll have to yeah, maybe I should just rewatch it and see if I actually did watch it or not. But yeah, I need to see. Mr. Bob says, "Hi Kyle, how's it going?" Hello, welcome to the live stream, Mr. Bob. It is going good. Yeah, it is this weekend's a little busy for me, but other than that, it's going pretty well. I've actually, which I guess I'll tease this now and maybe tease it at the end of the live stream, but I have been doing some rearranging in the movie room this last week, and I am very excited because I think the layout is much better. Things behind me didn't really change all that much, but things in the other areas of the movie room kind of did. I won't say much more than that because I do want to make a video on it and basically do a walkthrough. But yeah, I think it's going to look very, very good. And I think it's going to look or flow. Everything's going to flow much better than what it did before. I'm going to jump back into before I get back in the comments, I'm going to jump back into some of these films that I watched. See, I only have 5 more to talk about. But on the 27th of the month, I decided to watch Bride of Reanimator. This is the Arrow Video Blu-ray edition or limited edition of the film. So I've never actually seen this film before. This is one that I got in this last like collection of films, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was so fun, so creative. I really just enjoy the Reanimator films altogether. I do now have all of them on Blu-ray, which is fantastic because before I had the first one. I think, oh yeah, I still have the first one on DVD, but I do have the Arrow Video Blu-ray of it now, and I had the second film on like like screener copy on DVD, but now I also have that on Blu-ray, and then I have the third here on Blu-ray as well. Just such a fun movie, honestly. I really enjoy these movies. They're so just interesting, and I just keep going back to fun because I feel like they don't take themselves too seriously. The story is like it doesn't fully make sense at times, but it really is just a fun film. Yeah, I would highly recommend checking these movies out, especially if you enjoy the first one. I feel like the other two not aren't nearly as strong as the first one, but are very enjoyable. So I do like those. And then also on the 27th of the month, I decided to watch a film that I've been curious about for a long time. I've just never come across a cheap enough copy of the first movie. There was a trilogy of films, and I own, let's see, the second and third movie on DVD, but I could never find the first movie. And so I finally came across it within this crazy last purchase of mine. I finally did come across the first two films on 4K, and so that is the film Slumber Party Massacre. Yeah, this was a movie that I feel like I have heard about. I have been curious on. It looked fascinating with this giant like. So you can kind of see it here in the picture, the giant like drill. It just looked like a fun like 80s slasher film, and it lived up to my like expectations. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun, almost like an underrated slasher. I feel like it was. I like the setting. It was just like kind of like exactly what you would think, just a slumber party and a massacre into one. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The next movie I watched. Let's see. So I'll do this one and then I'll get back into the comments. The next film I watched was another one that I've been curious on, and again, I've just never come across a cheap copy until this last deal, and that is the film Society. I believe this is by the same director. Um, let's see. I think it's the same director as one of the Reanimator films, if I'm not mistaken. I might be this one. Yeah, I think it's the same director, but I really really enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun. I mean, it was definitely exactly almost not exactly. It was similar to what I was. I like had almost expectation wise, but it was basically just like a class type of movie where it's like almost you had people in this class versus this class and like societal classes, and yeah, it was interesting. The ending was a little shocking. I was not expecting the ending at all, but overall it was a fun one. I'm glad that I have the Blu-ray here. This is like the limited edition from Arrow Video. But yeah, it was a fun one. But let's see. I'm gonna jump back into the comments here real quick. Um, let's see. So you would save $3 of gas per gallon in the car, but have to watch your least favorite movie of all time to clarify the question. Okay, yeah. Um, that's a tough one. I'd say probably because working from home, I don't drive too much, but when I do, it kind of does suck. So yeah, maybe I would maybe do that. Um, let's see. Remember they did the ghost thing with Sydney's mom in part 3. I think it's something like that. Maybe yes, in Scream part 3. That might be the case. I feel like yeah. I'm very curious what they will do with part 7. Have you seen the Amityville horror film series? So I've seen part 1 and part 2, and then I've seen 4, 5, 6, and 7. I've not seen part 3. I recently did get it on Blu-ray, so I will have to check that out at some point. But yeah, I've seen almost. I have the. It's on this side. There we go. I've seen that's my Amityville Cursed collection from Vinegar Syndrome. I have that set right there. which is fantastic. I really actually enjoyed those movies. I was not anticipating liking them as much as I did, and yeah, I would highly recommend if you are able to get those films. Definitely worth grabbing. But I've not seen part three yet, so and I've also seen the remake. But let's see. When you're really into TV show, do you make time for a new movie? If it's me, I commit to the show then a movie. Um, I would say yes. So this last year, what I did was kind of like I broke up my like week within watching. So one week would be, or one day would be Criterion, one would be Vinegar Syndrome, one would be Severin. I think it was Fridays was my like TV show day, and so I try to watch at least 2 episodes of a specific show, and then that way I kind of was like breaking it up a little bit. And I did that for a couple seasons, but it is harder because it's like now I'm waiting, a whole week to watch 2 more episodes, and so I'd say it really depends on the show, because then there were other times where I binge watched an entire series with my wife last year, and so we like sat down and watched a whole Netflix thing. But I would say it depends on the show, and maybe this year I should do it a little different because I would like to watch more of my TV seasons that I've bought so far. Um, let's see. Great to hear what, let's see, Acres of Movie says, great to hear what you have watched. I like the first two and great special editions. Yes, yes. I'm very, very grateful for these like some of these really nice special editions here. Let's see, shocked you haven't seen it. Roger Corman is really famous in Hollywood. No, for Slumber Party Massacre. Yes, yeah, that was another one. Roger Corman is kind of a blind spot almost for me when it comes to just movies in general. I know I mean, he put out so much stuff, and he was very, very involved, especially within the horror community. And I feel like one of these last horror conventions that I went to, they kept talking about Roger Corman and talked about all of these different things he's done, and I'm like, I consider myself a horror fan, but I feel like I've not watched a lot of Roger Corman stuff. And so, yes, I do think Roger Corman is kind of uh like a blind spot within my collection, especially with the things I've seen. But do you like Monopoly? Actually, I love Monopoly. Nobody ever wants to play it with me because um, it's just one of those games that when you start winning, you just continue to win while everybody else kind of has to just sit there and continue to lose. Um, but I absolutely love Monopoly. It just takes forever. I've only completed like maybe 2 or 3 games of Monopoly in my life, and that is from like start to finish and actually bankrupt people. But yeah, it's such a fun game. Let's see. Would you like Paul Giovanni or uh, to star? Oh, wait, okay. Um, I lost my spot. To star in that as a movie as a main guy with the hat, etc. I feel like yeah, he would. Yeah, yeah. I feel like he would like play it off well as the star of Monopoly. I don't know how a Monopoly movie would work though, because it's such like a I don't know. I just feel like I don't know how it would work as a film. Um, let's see. I'm getting Amityville 1 through 3. It's a DVD 3 pack, but I hear good things about part two. It's been a long time since I've seen part two, um, and yeah, like I feel like I watched it like years ago. I don't remember it super super well. I feel like the first movie is very memorable, but I don't remember part two all that much. I should sit down and just rewatch 1, 2, and 3 in my like on Blu-ray. But yes, I maybe I'll have to do that at some point. I rewatched The Prince of Egypt from 1998 with my wife. Did not expect it, but I still liked it. I feel like it's a fun one. It's like the animation's very interesting in that film. Um, it's been a long time since I've seen that as well. Um, let's see, no idea what's it about. What? No idea what it about, are you going to check out the Alien show that's coming out this year? So I love the Alien franchise. It is one of my, it's like, I've only considered really like collecting comic books or graphic novels for only a few different things. Freddy, Jason, Leatherface are like some that I would collect, but Alien is another series that I would probably um, potentially collect the comic books for. And I absolutely just love the whole series of Alien. It is such a fun, um, just a fun series, and I'll probably check out the show when it does come out. I don't know what it's streaming on, but I don't know if I will, um, I don't know if I will like actually stream it or I'll just wait if it comes out on physical disc or not. Um, but have you seen The Rocketeer? I have not. I own it. I own the film Rocketeer, but I've never gotten around to actually sitting down and watching it. So that will be on my list. The only Amityville film that is out in the UK is Amityville 1992. Can you get it in the double pack? Amityville 1992. I believe that is one of the sequels, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I guess yeah, you guys are talking about it. I'm going to jump right back into the to my films here that I've watched. The next one I watched on the 29th of the month, and that is a film, Night Screams. This is put out by Vinegar Syndrome. This is a 4K uh, Blu-ray of the film, and I had kind of high expectations for this one. I was expecting this like really fun. Like slasher, but there are a few. The ending was surprising, I will say that, but there were a few characters in it that I just felt like almost out of place. And there were like these criminals in the film that I just felt weren't really adding a whole lot to the film. But I mean, overall, I liked it. I didn't love it though. I was gonna say that. Um, let's see. Then I only have one and two. I only have two more movies to talk about, so I'm going to quickly finish with those. This next movie I watched, this was on the 29th of the month as well, and I watched Slumber Party Massacre 2. Um, yeah, this movie. This was by far my favorite movie I watched this week. I absolutely loved Slumber Party Massacre 2. It was the entire movie. I was just smiling because it was so fun. I was genuinely like had such a fun time with the movie. It's a musical. There is the killer has a, you can kind of see it here in the image. If you'll focus on that and not me. He has this giant guitar with a drill on the end, and he sings. He dances. It is just a such a fun movie that I feel like is criminally underrated within the horror community because I absolutely loved it. I've been listening to the soundtrack actually this week, and it is such a um, by far so far with the whole series, it's my favorite Slumber Party Massacre film, and I could tell that they just had fun with it. The director, she just kind of, made it her own, and it was so fun. The colors, there's so many like things about it. The lighting in the movie is so like colorful, and it just like pops, and it's so great. I can't say enough good things about it. I thoroughly actually really enjoyed it, and I might honestly watch it again at some point because it was yeah, I mean, I will definitely watch it again, but in the near future, I honestly might watch it again because it was just so fun. Yeah, I would highly recommend checking it out if you have not seen it already. Let's see, and the last movie I watched this on the 31st of the month, and that is the film Cat in the Brain. Yes, this is a film by Lucio Fulci. And it's one that I had no idea what it was even about going into it. And I am grateful because I've been, very happy to actually have almost all of the Grindhouse releasing or editions of the film or the different movies that they've been putting out. And yes, Cat in the Brain is such um, a fun movie, and it is not at all what I was anticipating. And it's a I don't even know really what to describe it as because it's one of those films that's um, exist within the filmmaking world as a movie. And I feel like it's one that makes you kind of question what is reality, what's not reality, like throughout the entire film. And I really, really enjoyed it. And Lucio Fulci actually stars in the movie, so he's the main actor. He's the director as well as for the film. But he's one that I keep debating if I want to add him into my director section, because everything that I've seen that he makes, I absolutely love. But I'm going to jump back into here quickly. Let's see, Monopoly movie would be fun. Maybe he is a fast food worker and find out his uncle owned. Uh, let's see. Let's see. Inherits those. Inherit those and chase out crooks in L.A. home. And he buys R's, etc. Yes, I feel like that would be kind of interesting. Um, yeah, interesting. Prince of Egypt was supposed to be bigger and start a franchise than Shrek, but Shrek was just way bigger. Interesting. Yeah, I did not know that. I remember watching Prince of Egypt when I was much younger. Let's see, it could be like Wall Street as it progresses, or he buys more and more, and then the yellows and greens, and then can have fall from grace and come back and advance to Boardwalk, Wall Street. Mr. Deeds meets Home Alone. Interesting. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I would be curious how they would do a Monopoly film like that. I mean, that does sound interesting. Let's see. When are you going to do your comedy collection? I have been waiting for a while. Yes, that is on the horizon. I will say that is part of my rearranging. Actually, this last week, I rearranged a good chunk of the movie room, and I will say it is coming up. I have not forgot. I have it's kind of a slow process in what I am currently doing. So I might do one video of like an overview of everything, and then expect a full video of the comedy collection, and maybe some of my other collection videos broken up. But expect those shortly after the whole video or the whole room tour thing. Let's see. Let's see. James Cameron calls you. He can compel any performer to be blue native person for avatars. He asks you who should he pick for that. Pick or 3 of 5. Keanu Reeves, yep, Kevin Costner, Sheer Madonna, Denzel, Demi Moore. So one thing I will say, I'm not a huge Avatar fan, but for the sake of the question, I will answer with I feel like Denzel would be. I mean, he's just a fantastic actor, and Kevin Costner is as well. I have not seen a lot with Cher in it, or Madonna for that instance. I've seen only a few of those actresses' films, but I'd probably say Demi Moore as well if I had to pick another one. The guy who owns the Detroit Red Wings and I think the Tigers, but his son in his only movie role is the killer in Slumber Party 3. Yes. Yes. I feel like I heard that somewhere. But I am also trying to watch 365 new movies this year. Managed to keep it up till now. Tough call or challenge indeed. Yeah, it is hard, especially because there could be very easily like a week where I don't watch anything, especially if it's like a busy week, like what was it? Was it last week or the previous week? It was the previous week, where a lot of my time was going into, listing stuff online and just running errands and just doing all these things. And so I had a very, very busy week, especially in my busy season. As a wedding photographer, it gets very crazy very quickly. And so watching 365 movies was a challenge. And towards the end of the year, I had like a month of like the last, I think it was like the last month of the year, I like already hit my goal. And so I was like, well, I might as well see how many I could watch. And so I was able to do 400. But yeah, this year I'll probably only hit maybe like so far. I mean, I am up to how many movies have I watched so far? I watched 32. Currently, I have about half an hour left of movie 33. Um, and yes, it's hard, but I mean, we're so far about 30-ish days into the year, so um, yeah. How beautiful were the two movies I sent you? You never heard of the last yes, it's cool to have Vinegar Syndrome title for or title. I'm not gonna lie, it's addicting to get these cool titles. Yes, those were awesome. I've never heard of either of them. I don't own either of those ones that you sent me on Instagram, but yeah, they're awesome. I feel like with Vinegar Syndrome, it is so I don't want to say it's hit or miss, but in my opinion, I feel like it's hard to justify paying full price for some titles, especially ones that I've not seen. I feel like with Criterion, I feel way more confident spending at least $20 per title because it's like I know the quality is going to be held to a specific standard. With Vinegar Syndrome, though, I feel like some of their titles are not necessarily good movies, if that makes sense. There's some movies in there that are just simply just not. They're fun, but they're like not like good, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, it's still cool. Glad you have some Vinegar Syndrome titles in your collection. Let's see. That Stephen King movie with Kathy Bates, the guy who's a writer or whatever, is it any good? I just remember it as a kid, because my family or Family Guy did a parody of it. Yes, Misery. I like Misery. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember enjoying it. I remember it being um, a fun movie, I guess. Let's see. If you had a four movie character or creature, accompanied you everywhere and played intro tune for you and helped or movie character or creature. I am not 100% sure what you're asking. I apologize, Acres of Movies. For movie character. Yeah, I'm not sure. I apologize. Um, let's see. Is the Wes Craven movie The Rainbow and the Serpent, is it any good? Rainbow and the Serpent. I have that movie actually, but it's on VHS, maybe. Or I feel like I have that movie. Um, The Serpent and the Rainbow. Yes, I see it over there. I have not seen it though, so I cannot say for sure. Um, I do apologize. Um, let's see. When you're taking pics, what's your favorite wedding setting beach during the summer or fall in October? So when you're taking pics, what's your favorite wedding setting? Beach during the summer or fall in October? Gotcha. If I had to choose between the two, I really like doing like beach photos with couples. I feel like it's always fun. Um, yes, I mean, I do like October too. I probably would prefer summer weddings because here in Ohio, like October, there's like 2 weeks of solid October looking like weather before everything dies. And if the wedding is not within those 2 weeks, and those 2 weeks change, I feel like some weeks, like sometimes it's like later, sometimes it's earlier. If it is not within those 2 weeks, like Ohio looks very dead. This all the trees are dead, and you don't have any of the leaves. But if it is within that window, it is absolutely beautiful. But yeah, I'd probably say I prefer. That's why I prefer summer weddings. If I had to choose between the two, also the temperature plays a factor because sometimes here in Ohio, like it gets so cold so quickly. Um, but I think I would choose a T1000 and Silent Bob and Catwoman and Dirty Harry as my entourage, but maybe have other characters or creatures be able to rotate and etc. Gotcha. Yeah, I let's see if you could 4 movie characters go with you everywhere, or who would you choose? They could hold items for you. Gotcha. Okay, now I understand. If I had to choose 4 characters to be like in an entourage, um, hmm, oh, man, that's hard. I feel like it'd be kind of sick to have Jason, Freddy, Michael, and Leatherface. Um, I feel like that'd just be kind of sick to have all 4 of the main, icons with you. Um, I traded my Pokemon Steelbook I got for $8, and I got 2 expensive titles. So I honestly am happy. Worst case, I have it for trades. That is true. There is a way to. That's awesome too. There's always fun ways to like think about like trading one item to get another to like possibly add more like value to your collection, or if I sold off this pile of movies, I could be buying like 1 or 2 solid items. So it is always a fun game to have to play with like different, like it's kind of you have to ask yourself, will you be sad if you got rid of, I mean, for your instance, your Pokemon Steelbook? Would you be sad about losing that versus what would you be gaining? I've had to do that a few times, and I've had to like really. Been a few that I kind of regret getting rid of, but the majority of the movies that I've gotten rid of, I don't think about. Um, Even if it is a whole box of movies, just to buy like one box set or one higher end piece, I think it's always worth to go quality over quantity, in my opinion. Let's see. I counted the pilot of Twin Peaks as a movie because of the length. I liked it better than Lost Highway and Mulholland Drive. Nice. Yes. I technically speaking, the first episode of Twin Peaks is designed to be a film. I know overseas, at least, there was a you could like watch, or it was like designed to have basically its own story, so it wrapped itself up by the end of the episode. And so there was a version of the film with an alternate ending, depending on which one you watched. I'm assuming it's probably just the TV pilot, but yes, within Twin Peaks there is the like TV movie of the show, where it kind of wraps up the mystery. But I would honestly recommend not watching that one. Watch the like actual TV pilot where the mystery is not wrapped up, because then it goes into the show and it's just fantastic. But yes, it's a very very well done TV pilot, honestly, for its time. Let's see. Yes, Myers is great. I feel oh, Misery, sorry. Yes, Misery is great. I feel a better director like De Palma would have improved that. Um, yeah, yeah. I feel like, I mean, Brian De Palma did Stephen King's Carrie, and I really enjoyed Carrie. I thought it was very, very well done. Um, and I need to watch more Brian De Palma films, but I would agree. I'm not sure who directed Misery. I don't know if I have it readily available at my grasp. I do not. Oh, it's in a box set. But yes, I liked Misery. But I do think somebody like Brian De Palma could have really made that movie even better. let's see. I'm paying $20 for a DVD of Zombie 5. I know it's a lot just for a DVD, but it's been one I've wanted, excuse me, to find for months, and this is the cheapest. Excuse me. Sorry, my throat just like dried up. Yes, Zombie 5. I've not seen Zombie 5, but I did. It's somewhere back there. I did recently get the Vinegar Syndrome Blu-ray of it. And I love Zombie 2, which I have here, which is technically Zombie, so Zombie 1. The only zombie movie I'm missing is Zombie 3, which is of course an expensive one to find because Severin did release it, but now it's out of print. And I have the Zombie 4K. I have Zombie 4 on Blu-ray and Zombie 5 on Blu-ray. But yes, Zombie 5, which is Killer Birds, if I'm not mistaken. That one is I'm looking forward to it, but I feel like I saw the DVD of it once for sale at the Retro Attic, but maybe I should have grabbed it then. But I am happy with my Blu-ray copy. Sorry, guys. Let's see. If you could, oh yeah, that was the same. That was your follow-up question. Hi, hello, welcome to the live stream. I'm trading my buddy Alien Legacy. I'm trading my buddy the Alien. Goodness. Alien Legacy set, and and Insidious 1 and 2 for Amityville 1 through 3, Urban Legend, and The Fog. How good is The Fog? Have you seen it? Let me think. So I've definitely seen it. I kind of regret. I had the opportunity to get it on 4K, but I kind of regret not picking it up. I feel like I saw it on 4K like not too long ago, actually, for a decent price. I think it was like 25. I have it on DVD, but yes, John Carpenter's The Fog is fantastic. The remake is pretty rough. I owned it for a while, and I feel like I hit a point where I knew it was like not good, and I just got rid of it because it was one of those films that I feel like I would have never actually sat down and watched, but again, at least. But yes, The Fog is pretty good. Let's see, what else do you have in there? Urban Legend. I actually really enjoy those films. I watched those out of order, unfortunately. I watched Urban Legend 2 and then Urban Legend 1. And Amityville 1 through 3. But yeah, I feel like Insidious, at least in my experience, Insidious 1 and 2 are pretty easy films to come by. And the Alien Legacy box set, I think, yes, that's the one that's like, I have it over there. It has like a silver alien on it, if I'm not mistaken. There is definitely a better version of that set that I would highly recommend, and that is the Alien Quadrilogy box set. And technically, quadrilogy is a made-up word, but yeah, I would highly recommend grabbing that one because it's like a 9-disc set or something. It comes with a bunch of like bonus features and stuff. But let's see. See, I got both. That's why Alien Legacy is set. Yes. Yeah, I would say that's because I have, let's see, they're down there. I have like all of the individual discs of the Alien Legacy set. But I do not have the actual box itself. I have the box on VHS, but I don't have the DVD box set. I liked your new movies you got in that one video. That's exciting. I like that. Can't read. I liked when I got hundreds at a time. It is fun. What has been your favorite comedy you got in that new pile? Favorite comedy. I don't know if I'm trying to think if there's any comedies that I picked up in that. Um, I feel like it was mainly horror. I don't know. I don't know if there was. I'm trying to think. There's probably definitely some comedy, but I do not know. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. But yeah, that this last my last big haul video was absolutely unbelievable. I still can't believe I was able to get all of that, and it made a huge difference in my collection. So very very excited, and grateful for that huge collection. But um, honestly, it might be one of my favorite things ever is when you just get like a huge collection like that, and you're able uh like um just to go through it all. I feel like that's always so much fun because like even my laserdisc collections that I've done, like those I've done like two big laserdisc hauls, and it's always fun just to see because like whenever you are buying a giant collection like that, a lot of the times you're not looking at every specific individual title, um, and so it is always fun to come home and see what you got. Let's see. See, who's your favorite comedy actor who doesn't have any misses slash just a few? Ooh, favorite comedy actor. Um, I like Jim Carrey. I don't know if there's any misses with Jim Carrey. I'm trying to remember though. Comedy is one of those genres that I'm not like a huge comedy fan. I'll watch them, and it's definitely like I like some over others, but yeah. I mean, I'd say for now, that's off the top of my head. I'd say Jim Carrey. Let's see. I love De Palma, Snake Eyes, um, with Nick Cage. I have not seen that. I need to. I've owned the movie for a while now, but I just need to sit down and watch it. I have it actually on VHS and DVD, which I love the VHS. I think it's like an orange VHS, if I'm not mistaken, but I have it on the other side of the room. Um, let's see. Would Anthony Hopkins have been a good Dirty Harry villain as a doctor who kills some new randomly and in a different way each time? I feel like he might have. Anthony Hopkins, I mean, he played Hannibal Lecter perfectly. So I feel like he could play like a very good villain. But the Dirty Harry series is also just fantastic. Let's see. I watched I watched the actual Twin Peaks pilot on Blu-ray with the opening or open ending, not the international version. So I'm glad I did. Looked pretty good on my 77 screen. Awesome. Yes, I'm very jealous. I would love to get like a nice 77 or an 85 or whatever TV screen. But yes, I'm glad you enjoyed it because I love Twin Peaks. I love the opening. It's just so I mean everything about the show. I literally can't talk enough good things about Twin Peaks as a show. Let's see. That was the let's see. That was a plan according to formerly of Warner Brothers. Interesting. Oh, okay. So you're saying Anthony Hopkins should have it was a plan to have Anthony Hopkins as a villain. Gotcha. Um, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never heard that before. Let's see, rank Child's Play 1 through 3 in terms of final sequences. So I've only seen the Child Play movies like one time each. But I remember really enjoying all of them. I thought they were all so fun. Um, let's see. I don't know. Let's see. I see you talk about it here in a second. But first I'll say actually I liked the Fog remake much more in my opinion. The original was very boring, but that's subjective. Yeah, I've seen the remake one time, and I think I might have only seen the original maybe once or twice. I need to go back and rewatch both, but from what I remember, I didn't like the remake. Um, so maybe someday I'll go back and rewatch them. But yeah, and then let's see. Your ranking of Child's Play would be mine would be 2, 3, 1. I enjoy the factory sequence of Child's Play. Let's see, twin or two, I'm assuming, and carnival sequence of Child's Play 3, more than the end of part one. One through or 1 through 1 is excellent. Oh, though one, yeah, gotcha. Part one, though one is excellent. Yes, I remember really, I do remember the factory sequence, and I remember liking that. I thought it was fun. Um, I don't remember the carnival sequence though. I need to rewatch Child's Play 3. But I think one maybe stuck with me more just because it was like the first Child's Play movie I saw, and um, yeah, it was just kind of like very, I don't know, it was very shocking when I first saw it. Like kind of terrifying at times, which I was not expecting, but yeah, I remember liking it. The setting of Scream 3, the big let's see, the big house at the end, and Halloween H2O were shot at the same place. Didn't know that. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I did not know that as well. Doesn't get enough love, but Bruce Almighty uh is so, or yeah, okay. Is so good. Yeah, I do like Bruce Almighty. I feel like it's a fun one. Um Probably not my favorite Jim Carrey performance, but yeah, it's pretty funny, from what I remember. Charlie Chaplin comes back to life. He is fit and 28. He wants to team up with someone and make a movie. Who do you have direct and star with him? Ooh, hmm. I'm trying to think of like a very um someone who does a lot of like visual comedy, like and does it well. Um, I don't know. It's a great question. Um, Trying to like look over at my other movies to see if I can that sparks anything, but I'm not sure. Um, that's a great question though. Let's see. Were the other Silence of the Lamb films any good? And did you see the TV show? Yes, and kind of. So I liked the movies like Hannibal. Hannibal. I mean, Hannibal Rising was okay if I remember correctly. I liked Hannibal. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's also been a very long time since I've seen Red Dragon. And same thing when it goes to Manhunter. I know Manhunter is kind of considered to be like a classic as well. But yes, I've seen all of the films, and the TV show. I've seen the first 2 seasons. It is a very underrated show. Very, very good. I really, really enjoyed it. I just need to get back on to watching season 3. The first season I powered through super quick. The second season I actually watched. I took a very long break in between the first and second season, but um, yeah, I remember really, really enjoying it. Um, let's see the markets. See, the market from the fog is still there. It still makes me scared being there sometimes. I wouldn't want to be there with power outs. What is the most scary place you have been where lights go out? Ooh, that's another great question. Most scary place that I've been when where the lights go out. Um, so this place, this kind of I guess this is kind of it. When I was younger, in like probably maybe like 20-ish, which so not much younger, but still younger. Me and a couple of friends, we went and visited like an abandoned warehouse, basically. It was in the middle of the night, and it was this giant, like it was old like a factory type of thing where they would like make. I think they made like rubber something there. but it was all cleared out. So it was basically, and the building itself was huge. It was like this giant open room. Um, and so I think it was more scary because I went there twice. I went there once during the night and once during the day. The nighttime wasn't as bad because I feel like I couldn't really tell all what the whole room was. During the day, it was honestly a little bit more terrifying because I could kind of tell how big of a room it was. Um, and I you know, I it was like a giant, I mean, this it was probably maybe a 2 or 3 story building inside. And I don't even know how much square footage it would be, but it was huge. And I think it was scary because first off, it was abandoned, so it was just dead quiet. But second off, just like the scale and the size of the building was terrifying because it was all quiet and dark. So that might be the scariest place I've ever been to, where it kind of is in the same way of what you're asking. But yeah, where the lights go out. But I've never really been afraid of the dark all that much, except in that one instance where it was more of just you could kind of make out of like like the size of the building. The Fall from 2006, 4K coming May 20 or 2025. Can get at Amazon or Umbrella. Yes, I am very excited. The Fall is a fantastic film. I watched it years ago, and I owned the DVD. And I had at one point in life, I had the opportunity of getting the Blu-ray. It was on Facebook Marketplace, and someone's like, they had like a little small pile of like movies. Um, for like $10, like just like a little pile of movies, and within that pile was The Fall on Blu-ray. Now The Fall on Blu-ray is extremely out of print and like hard to find, and so I was so mad when I tried to get it, and like they basically like, sorry, it's sold already. And um, but I would I was so mad about that because I was like, oh, I really want to get this movie on Blu-ray. It's a beautiful looking movie, but I had to basically just live with my DVD copy. But I was very excited hearing that there was a 4K transfer, and I will most likely be pre-ordering the 4K from Umbrella because it is definitely worth an upgrade. It is such a beautiful film. It might be one of the more it might be in my top 5 most beautiful films ever made. Um, but yeah, absolutely amazing film. And so I'm very, very excited about getting it. See, James Bond Jr. was once a cartoon program. Should they cast someone to be James Bond at a younger age and grow into the role? Um, I don't know. So my like I think what I love about James Bond is the fact that he can just kind of like, it's just a name. And it's like there is a little bit of like you like asking the audience to not fully think about it, of like, oh well, James Bond is going to be played by Timothy Dalton, or he's going to be played by Sean Connery or Pierce Brosnan, and like it's kind of like change the actor. um I do think like, because I know there was a James Bond, like there was the book series. There's a James Bond like young James Bond series basically, and I have not read any of them, but I do think that would be interesting having like a James Bond like young James Bond that kind of like grows up into the role, and so you can kind of follow him throughout the films. But that does sound interesting. Me, Myself, and Irene was hilarious. And when you go into Walmart to get Terrifier 3 on VHS, yes. I've not, first off, I've not seen Me, Myself, and Irene. I own it on DVD. I've not gotten around to watching it, but I was hoping somebody would bring this up because of the Terrifier 3 on VHS, because I have it right here. I've not done a video with this or anything, but I was hoping I had it set aside because I was assuming somebody would maybe ask about it. But yes, Terrifier 3 on VHS. Um, Absolutely beautiful. And it has, both tapes there. So now I have Terrifier 2 and 3 on VHS, which is so fun. But yeah, these like I went to actually I was at a Walmart today where I actually picked this up. And it was sold out. They didn't have any. And So I was very grateful that I got that because I think I got that on, oh, what day was it? Um, Monday, maybe. Um, Maybe it was Monday or Tuesday, but it might have been Tuesday. Um, yeah, but they for whatever reason, Terrifier on VHS at Walmart sells out super quick, and so um, yeah, it was a yeah. I'm very, very, very grateful to have it on VHS. But let's see. So out of my 100 questions, I guess one worked out for you. Yes. Yeah, I was very I was hoping somebody would ask about it because I have not talked like I've not shared it on any of my social medias or any like on my YouTube or anything. So um yeah, this live stream will be the first time I show it. So I might do maybe a like another like collection video or a haul or something. And so I might talk about it in that video, but yeah. Let's see, that would be awesome to see Charlie Chaplin in a modern movie, or poster or teamed up with someone. I might like him with Rachel McAdams and have him in a rom com. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like he would be interesting in a rom com. Maybe a flower salesman. He help and he helps her. Interesting. Yeah, kind of like in a way it'd be City Lights, but like a modern day take on it. That's interesting. Um, do you have the Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street TV shows, and have you seen them? So I have the TV show for Nightmare on Elm Street. It was never officially released, at least on disc. I think it was released on Laserdisc and VHS, but I have a bootleg Blu-ray of the show, Freddy's Nightmares, I believe it's called, on for on Blu-ray, but I've not gotten a chance to grab the Friday the 13th series. I know it has nothing to do with the like the what's it called, the films, but I think it's just called Friday the 13th if I'm not mistaken. But right now, actually, the Retro Attic has all three seasons of Friday the 13th on DVD. Maybe I should pick those up. But yes, I need to actually just sit down and like look what it even is because it is a show that I've been curious on, but I've actually never gotten around to doing a whole lot of research on. I was in an elevator with power and lights out. I thought it was all over. I didn't like being trapped in an elevator. I think of it when an elevator every time, and or that and speed elevator. Yes, speed elevator scene. Um, yeah, both of those sound awful. I mean, just not maybe both, but um, being trapped in an elevator and having the lights go out in an elevator would be terrifying. Um, I feel like every time I'm in an elevator, I think of the movie Devil. I don't. Do I have a copy of it? I don't think I do. I definitely think of Devil, or I think of. I know there was a movie called Lift. I've not seen that one yet, but um, I'm assuming it has an elevator on the cover. I'm assuming it has to do with an elevator, but yeah, that'd be terrifying. See, yep, I explored an abandoned John Deere factory. It was beyond creepy. Took 2 hours, and it still had power. The place it still had power. Wait, and it still had power. The place you explored. The place I explored did not have power. So it was like there was no lights at all. But yes, exploring an abandoned John Deere factory sounds terrifying as well. Um, Avatar 2 was so beautiful in theaters. Honestly, visual wise, it was one of the best experience I've seen. Interesting. Yes, I mean, I personally, I think did I see it? Yeah, I did see it in theaters. Personally, I was not a huge fan of it, but I'm glad that other people were. I will say the movie looked great for. Yeah, the movie looked great on the big screen. Pick one activity for each person. Go to Cedar Point, get a quick pizza slice, shop the 4Ks, Kevin Smith, Matthew Leonard, or Wesley Snipes. Ooh. I feel like going to Cedar Point with Matthew Leonard would be fun. Wesley Snipes maybe grabbing pizza and shopping 4Ks with Kevin Smith. I'd say maybe. Yeah, I'd say probably with that order. Um, see, have you seen Untouchables, Brian De Palma film or De Palma movie? If you have, do you think it's underrated? See, though, I need to make this screen a little bigger. I feel like I have to keep looking like. There we go. See, though, Connery won Oscar for that. I think it should have had more nominees, perhaps. Yeah, I really liked Usual Suspects, or not Usual Suspects. I always get Usual Suspects and Untouchables mixed up simply because of the name. I really liked Untouchables. I thought it was a fantastic film, actually. But then again, all of Brian De Palma movies are just fantastic, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I feel like it is in some ways underrated. I feel like it's not talked about nearly as much as it really should be. But I liked it. Is it better quality than a VHS from the 90s because it's a VHS from 2004? I don't know if it's different. I don't know either. So I still have not watched the VHS. Like, actually, my Terrifier 2 VHS is also sealed. I still have both of these sealed. I should open these up and watch them. I feel like it would be kind of pointless, like buying these, not actually watching them. I do know that they are the correct aspect ratio for VHS, and so they did go through and make the correct. So it's not just like a basically a rip of the Blu-ray or whatever onto VHS. It's actually like they formatted it to VHS, which is really cool. I don't know quality wise though. I'd have to really, I'd have to watch it. But I loved Devil. It was so creepy. Yes. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I remember it being kind of creepy. If James Cameron didn't commit 20 years to Avatar, would you want more movies from it? From I'm assuming him if he didn't do Avatar. I don't know. So I'm not like a huge. I have a friend who is like very. He loves the Avatar films. He loves everything James Cameron's ever done. I'm personally not a huge James Cameron fan. I just feel like his movies are they're definitely pushing technology forward when it comes to filmmaking. But I don't know because I really I really like Terminator. The first Terminator movie is fantastic. The second one is also fantastic. I feel like if he should stick to maybe not as complex worlds, but if I had to give him one critique, I would say focus more on story than pushing technology forward. Because if with you can push technology as forward as you possibly could, but if the story is not good, it's kind of pointless because everything in a film serves the story, and whether that is technological advancements or the soundtrack or visuals or like lighting or any of those things. I feel like or even dialogue, and like all of those things serve the story. And so if you don't have a solid story, I feel like all of those things are kind of useless. I understand there is a time and a place for heavy visuals, but I don't know. I in my opinion, with James Cameron, he focuses more on visual than story. See, I like glass elevators. They relax me more. If you could have a glass elevator that could move in any direction and was safe, would you? I feel like it'd be fantastic to be like, oh, I have to go to the store. Let me just jump in this elevator and it's going to take me there. Um, yeah, I would say so. Why not? See, I'm 80% sure Jar Jar Binks was the first CGI character ever in a movie. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure who was the first character, but yeah, that sounds. I mean, that would make sense, I guess. Yes. one negative about this whole thing is I feel like I always talk more, and then like I keep talking in these live streams, but I always forget that I have a coffee sitting here. Now I'm basically drinking an iced coffee, which is fine, I guess. Favorite time travel movie aside from Back to the Future? I heard Hot Tub Time Machine is good as well. I've watched Hot Tub Time Machine years ago, but I actually don't remember it all that well. Um, and if I had to pick a time travel movie, I love the I'm trying to think now. Favorite time travel movie. I mean, I do like The Time Traveler, both the original and the remake. I feel like those are honestly just like fun time travel movies. And I'm trying to think of any others ones that I'm like. I do like movies that play with time. So Avengers Endgame is a time travel movie. I mean, yeah, I would say Avengers Endgame is. I mean, I would agree that it is a time travel movie. Um, But I mean, Back to the Future really it is the best. I feel like it doesn't get much better than that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I would say um, probably the Time Traveler. I agree that James Cameron is overrated. I think Aliens is boring. I don't like uh, her hair in that. It makes me nervous. Yeah, I like the thing is I like Aliens as a film. I like Alien far more though. And I have a friend who strongly disagrees with me on that. And we've talked about that a lot, but maybe I might have to do like an episode or something on that where I just talk about Alien versus Aliens. But then again, I'm also big I love Alien 3. And yeah, I would say like just in general, James Cameron, like I like most of his movies is the thing. I like Titanic, I like The Abyss, I like Alien or Aliens, I like Terminator 1 and 2, but I don't know. I'm not like I feel like some people are like die-hard James Cameron fans. I would never put him in my favorite director section because all of those are like great movies, but they're not like my favorites, if that makes sense. And I feel like they're not like ones that I would really revisit anytime soon. Yeah, I don't know. Because like even like with True Lies, I've seen it once. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again. I know it was good. I mean, it was an enjoyable film, but I don't know. I've seen Terminator 1 and 2 a couple times. I don't know. Maybe I watched The Abyss maybe twice. Um, but out of all of them, I've probably seen Aliens most. Or maybe it's a toss up between Aliens and Titanic because I've seen both of those actually a decent amount. Was thinking more about Waldo movie we discussed. I'd love to see the Find Waldo Now sequences in Samurai Times and Old West. Um, what other settings? Uh, what other settings should good Waldo scenes depict? Um, hmm. I like the idea of a samurai like setting or an old west setting or could be like a futuristic. I feel like that'd be kind of a fun one, like in a futuristic city, or I don't know, maybe um, like a city in the 20s or something, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen Maniac Cop 1 through 3? Are they worth getting just slasher wise? I've seen Maniac Cop 1. I own Maniac Cop 2 and 3, but I've not gotten around to watching them yet. And I liked the first movie. I thought it was exactly what you would think. It's just a maniac cop killing. And I mean, yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun. I would say it's worth watching at least. Um, I cannot say for the second and third movie though, because I've not seen those. Um, oh my. Tried silencing my phone before this, but um, in, let's see, is Incarno Man a time travel movie? The the chap is unfrozen from another time. I feel like I own that movie. I've never seen it. I mean, if he's frozen, I mean, do I own it? Maybe I did. I don't really remember. I can like visually see the cover at this point. I've never seen it. Um, but I would say, I mean, if he's unfrozen from another time, yeah, yeah, I don't know. That's a hard one because like there's other movies then that would kind of technically fall under that, of like being unfrozen, or they might wake up because like then technically, like Austin Powers could be considered a time travel movie, or I'm trying to think of other ones or other examples, where they just wake up, in a different time. Let's see. Alien is boring to me, and Aliens. Okay, so you're saying Alien. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I can. The thing is, like, I understand why people would say Alien is boring. Um, and I just personally love that first movie. It's one of the first horror movies I ever saw, and so it does hold a special spot in my heart. But yes, definitely. I mean, Aliens is also fantastic, so I can't deny that. Let's see. If I had to complain about something with Cameron, then it would be that he is too much in uh, screaming children in his movies. Alien, Terminator 2, very annoying. Yeah, I feel like that makes sense. He does have a lot of screaming children in his movies. See, somewhere in time and time after time. Somewhere in time. Time after time. I own Somewhere in Time. I do not know if I don't think I own Time After Time, but yes, I'm not sure if I do or not. Is that a movie? Let me double check. Time After Time. Yes, I've not seen that. It's a sci-fi thriller from 1979. Yeah, I've not seen it, but I'll have to check it out. Do you have Hitchcock box set? It's in his best movies. It's on Blu-ray box sets. I know a guy who has it for sale for $50. Might try to do a trade. A Hitchcock box set in his best movies. I do not have that set, but one thing I do regret out of this last deal that I did, one thing that was there was a nice Alfred Hitchcock DVD set. It was like a purple or maroon. I guess it's more maroon than purple box set, and I kind of wish I grabbed it. Um, I yeah, I have. I think I have pretty much every Hitchcock film that you can purchase. There's a couple that are like one of them. The print was destroyed, and so like besides this like the original viewing of theater, like on theatrical. Besides that, it was never shown to the public. And it never will be seen. But I thing is like with Blu-ray or with Alfred Hitchcock box sets, I feel like they really focus in on his like most common films because he made like 60 movies. It was kind of ridiculous. And they really focus in on the box sets of like, with North by Northwest and Psycho and The Birds and Rope and all of those movies that were like on his like second half of his career. They never really show the films on his like first half, besides movies like The Man Who Knew Too Much or I don't even know, like the 39 Steps or stuff like that. I feel like there is some solid Alfred Hitchcock films that like nobody talks about. I'm trying to think of an example of those though. But yes, I'm not like a huge fan of a lot of those sets. Just because of I feel like they do leave out um, a lot of those solid films. They completely destroyed aliens in 5 minutes in Alien 3. Yes, I. So the thing with Alien 3, unfortunately, it was David Fincher's first film, and unfortunately, there was so much pressure from the studios that he, it was just kind of like a nightmare, I'm sure, to work on, and especially being a new director, and it just obviously did not go the way he wanted it to go, and so. Yeah, I understand the frustration with Alien 3, but like I also kind of ignoring the other films within the franchise, I like Alien 3 as a concept. And that's kind of how I watch Alien 3. It's just more of a this is an interesting concept of a film, not necessarily within the Alien universe, but thanks to the Find Waldo Now book has those great settings. He starts going to mystical lands in the Great Waldo Search. The villain in those emerges. It look or in later books wears yellow and black. Who you cast? Ooh, I don't. I'm trying to think of a good Waldo villain. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I apologize. Scream 7 is taking the biggest risks. 7 movies in with fan service. They really, really got to make a hit, just in my opinion. Yeah, I feel like with the Scream films, they're like I was very honestly surprised with Scream, like the remake or Scream, what is it, 5, and Scream 6. Surprise! I was actually really enjoyed them, but I feel like yeah, it is almost at a point where it's so like meta at this point that like, and I understand the point of the Scream movies. It's like to basically be doing commentary on this just the horror in like genre in general, but yeah, I don't know if they should keep going with the Scream series. I feel like they're going to hit a point where it's like too like they're trying too many different things, which I would like to see Scream in space, but that's just me. I feel like that would be a fun one. um See, another example like that would be Idiocracy. Yes, that's another film that I have not seen, but I know the basic premise of it. Um, see, The Breakfast Club. How much do you like it, and is it in the Criterion Collection? Yes. Um, let's see. Oh, it's like way over there. Yes, it is in the Criterion Collection, and I like it. I've seen it now 2 or 3 times, and yeah, I enjoy it. I think it's a fun one. Um, I think that there's other films like The Breakfast Club that should also be in the Criterion Collection. Um, kind of during that time, like I mean, John Hughes in general. I feel like there should be. I mean, there's a couple like it, like the Fast Times at Ridgemont. I know it's not John Hughes, but Fast Times at Ridgemont High is similar in sense where it's like it's focused around that time period of life, and I feel like there's other films that would also fit into that category. Um, Maybe Ferris Bueller's Day Off or something like that. See, what are your favorite Bill Murray performances? Cast him as a villain in what? Ooh. See, I just lost where I was. I really liked when it comes to Bill Murray. I liked Groundhog's Day. Um, I think that's a fun one. Ghostbusters, honestly, is just a fantastic film. But him as a villain, ah man, I don't know if could he play a villain. I mean, I'm sure he could, but like also Lost. I will say probably my favorite performance by him would be Lost in Translation. I love that movie. I think it's so fantastic. But I'm not sure about a villain. That'd be a hard one. Um, did or do you take a break from buying after a big haul? Um, yes and no. So I did do a. I mean, I will say I have definitely taken a little bit of a break now from after this giant haul that I just did, but minus like stuff like Terrifier 3, this is something that is a recent purchase. Um, when it comes to, like, if I found right now on Facebook, if I came across another solid deal like that, I feel like it'd be stupid to basically pass on it because of just, basically, if I came across like the complete Criterion collection for $100, I feel like I would have to purchase that because that would feel so stupid to pass up on, simply because I just got a lot of other things. Um, I try to take big breaks, like taking a break after a giant haul like that, because I mean, one, to financially recover, but also just like to start watching some of the things that that I just bought. I mean, one of my goals this year was to watch more films in my collection and actually not focus on the things I don't have, but really watch the things I do have, which is ironic because this last haul that I did was one of the biggest hauls that I've ever done. So like, yeah, it's kind of an ironic thing to happen. So, but I will say that I have been trying to watch more in my collection than sitting on Facebook or wherever, just scrolling and looking at what else I don't have. There's definitely a few movies coming out this year that I for sure want to get. Um, and I don't know. I'm going to try to not like to take a break. It's very easy not to. So, but yeah. Would you like to see a Red Hot Chili Peppers music biopic movie? Maybe. I'm not like a diehard fan of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like a couple of their songs. It's just a band I've just never really connected with. But I feel like it would be interesting to see if there's a story there. Personally, I'm like, my favorite band of all time is the Killers, and I've always wanted to see a Killers biopic movie, because I know the story of how they kind of got together, and I know all the like the back a little bit of the back history and stuff, and I feel like it'd be fun. I feel like it'd be um I don't know, it'd be a fun movie. But yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers biopic. I would say when it comes to biopic movies like that, I'm not like, I don't know. There's ones that I do enjoy, but I really liked Jersey Boys. Um, I thought that was a fun one. But yeah, there's a few that I don't know. It would really depend. Unless if there's a really interesting backstory that I've not actually heard of. Um, yeah, maybe. Have you seen Scooby Doo Zombie Island? It's a classic. I have not. So growing up, I didn't really watch any Scooby Doo all that much, but I wish I did. And Zombie Island, I definitely know it. I know of it. I know it's a classic and stuff, but I've just never gotten around to finding a cheap copy of it to watch. And I have a couple of the Scooby Doo like cartoon films, but um, yeah. Let's see. If you listen, says, what about Bob? I'm assuming you're talking about uh, best Bill Murray, what's it called? Movies. Let's see. Yes, I love What About Bob. I love his shirt in that local store. Yes, yes. It's been a while since I have seen What About Bob, but it was I remember liking it. Um, I'm really curious about Scary Movie 6. I think it's going to be funny if they do it right with the jokes. Yeah, so I don't know if I might have not seen Scary Movie 5. I have Scary Movie 1 through 4. Out of all of them, I liked Scary Movie. Let's see, I really like Scary Movie 1. Not only is it a good spoof movie, but it just like, I feel like Scary Movie one is just a solid comedy. I feel like the jokes actually are pretty solid. Like I feel like even if you don't know what they're referencing, I feel like it's still like a funny joke. By the fourth movie, though, I feel like it got to a point where it's like, oh, we're referencing this. Isn't that funny? And I understand that was kind of with uh, the spoof genre kind of became that, where it's like, hey, we're referencing this modern thing. Isn't that so funny and edgy? And it's not funny because there's no joke there. But Scary Movie, or not, yeah, Scary Movie 6, I am curious. Yeah, I've not heard much about it. Let's see, Anthony Michael Hall was so good in Halloween Kills. Let's see who that is. I'm terrible when it comes to actors' names, so I do apologize. Yes, yes, I remember him in Halloween Kills. Let's see. For Scream in space, would it be they go on a space cruise for senior trip? I feel like that'd be kind of sick if they went on like some kind of like, because I know when it comes to, I mean, Hellraiser went to space, Leprechaun went to space, Jason went to space. I'm trying to think of any others ones that went to space. Um, I don't know if Critters went to space, if you consider that horror, but I would. Yeah, I kind of wish Scream would go to space. It'd be fun for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie in space, which doesn't make any sense at all. But um, yeah, I love Jason X. I think it's so fun. It's so cheesy, but which also that I would maybe consider Jason X to be a time travel movie then, if you're considering movies that people who get frozen in time. Let's see. He's kind of a villain in Scrooge. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Bill Murray, the villain in Scrooge. Gotcha. Yes. Okay. I love the space idea and also the go to Russia and find the mask and hood origin idea. Sorry. Interesting. Um, let's see. I'd like to see Bill Murray be a villain in Mission Impossible, but maybe in part 4. I hope he could still muster a villain performance, but he seems off his game lately. Who is your most reliable performer? Ooh. I mean, Tom Cruise, speaking of Mission Impossible, I mean, Tom Cruise, I feel like is one of those actors that is just solid. Um, I feel like in everything that he's in, he's just puts out the best he can do. Also, oh, what's his name? What is his name? I mean, Keanu Reeves is also good, but what is his name? The guy who plays in The Mummy, Brendan Fraser. Yes, he's also one of those solid actors. Did you see the Motley Crue biopic? I couldn't believe how screwed up they were. I did not. I don't really watch a ton of biopics actually. I have a small I've seen a couple of them, but I've not actually, because I'm also not like a diehard music fan. I mean, I like music, it's just not like my favorite thing. Let's see, a RHCP biopic. I'm not sure who RHCP stands for. I'm gonna Google it and see. Red Hot Chili. Okay, yeah, Red Hot Chili Peppers. That makes sense. Let's see. Gotcha. Let's see, Weekend at Bernie's is in space would be cool. They make it that he has really been frozen and unfrozen and freezes up there, and Bernie's twin can be there running space. Also, would love to see Freddy in space. Yes, I feel like a Freddy in space movie that should have happened by now. Weekend at Bernie's was so good. I love it. That's one movie. I know we talked about that on the last live stream, but I need to watch that. It is on my list. Should Chucky be shrunken? Should Chucky be shrunk to a dime size or enlarged to 80 feet? What would be a good story for that either way? Him small would be scary. He could eat into your skin or cut in and be impossible to stop, etc. would that be good? I feel like him being smaller honestly would be more terrifying. Him being like 80 feet doesn't like I don't know. It doesn't sound like I feel like it's just not as terrifying. I feel like what makes Chucky scary is his size in a way. Um, is that he's only like 2 or 3 feet, 2.5, 3 feet tall. Like I feel like that's kind of terrifying. But see, that sounds like a puppet or like that sounds like Puppet Master. Yes, I would yeah, that does kind of sound like the Puppet Master films, especially when there's some of those that like I don't know, the what's his name? Tunneler who can like drill into people and stuff. Um yeah. I feel like him being like just like a small little guy would be terrifying because he could just um yeah, it'd be scary. Do a weekend at Bernie's watch party. Take your time, great programs, and thanks. Yes, I might have to do that. That actually sounds kind of fun. I honestly don't pay much attention for seats slash or sets slash effects being bad, but wow, Leprechaun 4 looks so cheap. Yes, I 100% agree. Leprechaun 4 is horrible. Yeah. See, just out of curiosity, but where in Ohio do you live? How would you describe your hometown? Yes, I would say it's like in like the biggest city. I would say it's close to like Akron, Ohio. I mean, I like the Akron Retro Attic is one of the shops I go to a lot. Um, but I grew up in a small town. So it was pretty small. It was one of those towns that like you kind of like everybody knew everybody. But what is your favorite movie mistake that was left in the final cut of the film? Ooh. Actually, I just learned this in the X Files. I don't know. I think it was. I want to say it was the X Files film. Um, Scully was walking into a convenience store, and there was a car crash outside, and it was not scripted. I think it was like the X Files, like um, what's it called? Um, the I think it was the X Files movie, but there was a car crash. Two cars were, or I want to believe. Okay, yes, yes, I want to believe there was two cars that were supposed to like get close, but one just like skidded into the other one and crashed. Um, I like just learned this actually today, which that's I guess not really quite fair because I can't say that's my favorite, but it's a really interesting fact where they crash. She turns around because she's like, "What was that?" and kind of realized that everything was okay, and then she like just kind of continued acting. Which is honestly kind of amazing of an actor to do to like not break character even in something like that. And so that was actually a really cool one. The other ones, I don't know if I can think of any off the top of my head. Obviously, I'm in the Lord of the Rings one where he kicks the bucket. I think that's so fun. I mean, not maybe not fun isn't the right word, but it's interesting. Um, but yeah, um, yeah, I'm sure there's other ones that I'm forgetting now, but yes, I like the micro Chucky idea. Thanks so much. He could be really uh, male violence. So, would you want micro Chucky to attack people in a camping setting as they hike, they die, they think it red, uh, and tough it out? I feel like that'd be interesting if he was like in the woods or something on like a camping trip, and like they maybe they think it's one thing, or like they're like, oh, we're getting bitten by mosquitoes, or it's like actually something way worse. Um, let's see, is LeBron a god in Cleveland growing up? I know you don't do sports, but if you're close to where LeBron grew up, um, I would say, I mean, a lot of people liked him. I remember when he came back from, I think it was Florida to Cleveland. There was like a whole parade and stuff, and they like closed down the streets and stuff. And um, yeah, I mean, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to it, but I do know a lot of. I mean, it's like I always try to avoid going to Cleveland during like basketball season, especially if it's like, oh, we're having a home game, and like, I mean, the streets of Cleveland just get absolutely just, there's so many cars. Um, but yeah, I would say a lot of people like him. I don't know. I've never really, I know that like you could technically drive by his house or whatever in Akron or Cleveland or wherever he lives, but I've never once felt inclined to do so. Um, but yeah, people, I mean, people wear his stuff all the time here. I see it everywhere. Have you seen Fast Times? I have. Yes, I really like Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Um, that is, it's in the Criterion Collection, but I've not actually gotten around to buying it. I own it on DVD though. Um, let's see. It's almost 3 o'clock over here. Have to go to sleep. Have a good night. Good night. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I do appreciate it. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your weekend and rest of your week. But thank you, yeah, for staying up till 3 for this live stream. I do appreciate it. If you had to journey to the center of the earth and watch 3 musicals in a row the whole time to get there, once you get there, you have to leave one musical there forever and then come back to earth. 3 musicals. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a musical I really didn't like all that much. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge musical fan, so like I don't know if there's any that I would have like that strong of an opinion about to get rid of. Let's see. I remember the freak out when he left for Miami. They seem scary in Cleveland. Yeah, people are so mad, and again, I just like during that whole time, I'm just like, I just do not care in the slightest. But yeah, when he came back, it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. I've seen like I'm sure you saw the photos or whatever online, but it was just like there was so, I didn't go up there, but yeah, my sister-in-law had to go up there for something, and she said it was just like on that specific day. And she said it was just crazy. So I yeah. Would George Carlin have made a good space lead for Jetsons? Who is this? Let me Google quickly. One advantage of doing these on this computer is I can quickly. Okay. What is he in? Okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I think he would be solid in the Jetsons, or he would have been solid in I see that he passed away, but I see he would have been solid in the Jetsons. Let's see. I have been talking for an hour and almost 45 minutes, so I probably will wrap this up shortly. Unless if there's any other little comments, questions, concerns, things that people wanted to talk about quickly. Let's see, John Carpenter and Donald Pleasance movie. I forgot the name. The artwork looked cool. John Carpenter and Donald Pleasance movie, like Halloween, or like I'm assuming not, because let's see, what else did John Carpenter and Donald Pleasance do? Let's see, Escape from New York and as the Prince of Darkness. Okay, so he's done. I guess he was in a couple of movies. Maybe it was Escape from New York. If Denzel called you and said who should direct him next, I don't know. That's a great question. What should Timothy Chalamet do? A spy thriller or an action comedy? Thanks. Um, Maybe a spy thriller. I feel like that'd be fun. Yeah, I feel like it'd be fun to see him in a spy thriller type of movie. But I will. Yes, I'm probably going to end this here. Just because I am getting tired, and I do apologize, but yes. But yes, I guess I'll end it here unless if there's anything else people wanted to quickly say in the chat. But if not, I will wrap this up here because I've been talking for an hour and 45 minutes straight. But if you are watching this on the playback, thank you for making it this far in the video. Please feel free to leave any comments of things discussed. Or your thoughts on the movies I watched or anything like that. Please feel free to leave any comments down below and I will reply. I do enjoy reading your comments. I will say this real quick. I'm going to try maybe start plugging this a little bit in some of my videos here, but I do, this is kind of new. I kind of talked about it last week on a live stream, but I do have a PO box. So if you do want me to, if you want to send anything to me, like, that's awesome. If not, totally cool. Like, you know, I'm just throwing it out there that I do have it. I will open up people's mail on camera and give my thoughts. If you want me to review anything or anything like that, please feel free to do that. Or, you know, if you just want to hear my thoughts on something, you know, you can just also message me or comment or whatever, and I will get back to you on those things. But as always, I do appreciate you guys taking the time to watch these videos or this live stream. This is my favorite part of my YouTube channel because I can actually interact with you guys. I do appreciate everybody who did leave comments and the discussion. I always do appreciate it because it's always fun to talk with you guys. And expect a video soon. I teased this at the beginning, I'm going to tease it again here at the end, but I have been doing some rearranging in the movie room, and so expect a video soon to see an updated movie room tour. I am very excited for you guys to see that because I think it should be I don't know, I think it will look really good in here. So I think it will look. I think it'll just like, I don't know. It's all going to make more sense later. So, but keep an eye out for that. And I guess I'll end it here. But I never know how to. Okay, there we go. I don't know how to end the live stream on the computer yet versus the phone. The phone's very easy, but I see the button here. So thanks and have a terrific night. Enjoy the movies. Yes. I hope everybody out there that was watching, even for the people who aren't watching, I hope you guys are all having a fantastic weekend. And I hope you guys have a great week. We just entered into February. And so I hope everybody out there is staying warm. And yeah, I hope the best for everybody. So I hope you guys all are able to go watch some great movies this weekend. And yeah, thanks again for a great stream. So I will see you guys all next week. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.